affidavit. In that affidavit, he said that Mr. Manning promised to give them land and other goodies. In exchange for what? For using muscle power to steal the election, to terrorize and intimidate citizens of this land. So they will do anything to win an election. Mr. Manning has never denied that he relied upon or that he was accused of using the Muslimin power in those elections. He has never denied it. And so these things came not because of any person in the police service who was anxious to get to the bottom of this matter. It came from the Privy Council, when the Privy Council expressed the view that there was something that was not right. And if this had already taken place, if this deal was made, it would be a serious breach of the law. And that decision was there and it stood down. And then it was a judge, Justice Narayan, who said that this matter, affidavit, must go to the police for investigation. What happened? When he made that, the Attorney General stood up. Present Attorney General, Mr. Jeremy, lambasted the judge. Lambasted the judge in public, that the judge was wrong in doing that. But then who it was to do it when the authorities did not pick it up. It took the judge, rightly so, to refer the matter to the police. And so now we have our Prime Minister being investigated about an alleged land deal with Mr. Bakar. We wait with bated breath. Because you know, the PNM has said openly, they take care of their own. They take care of their own. To get to the truth of this matter, what we have to do, what we have to do to get justice in this country, we have to vote them out. We have to vote them out. And so this country now has become, under the Manning regime, bacchanal country. Every day is a new bacchanal on the front page. Every day is new pressure for the citizens. And it was only last week the nation was rocked. In the previous weeks, we were rocked with Bacchanal 1 and Bacchanal 2 and Bacchanal 3, about the church at the Guanapo Heights, about the Calder Heart and the Uricot, about the corruption, about the family relationships. We had Bacchanal about the alleged Cayman bank account of a former minister and his wife, and the same alleged land deal with Bakar and so on. We had the Bacchanal with the NAPA, the Performing Arts, the National Academy for what? Performing Arts, NAPA. NAPA. You know, this government is famous for all these acronyms, NAPA and ZAPA, and YAPA. And one is NAPA. And then I also reveal that Mr. Manning had asked the CARICOM heads to come to Trinidad and Tobago for what? Another summit. When they had just completed a summit in Dominica. He was asking them to come here for another summit. And guess what? Who's going to pay for it? You will pay for it. You will pay for it. He promised them that they would bear the full costs of this summit. I call it a summit of distraction. I call it a summit of distraction because what you want to do when all these issues, when people don't have water, you can't get a hospital bed, you can't get medication. And I repeat again, it hurts me every time I remember it. When a mother had to go in a supermarket to steal milk for her child because she could not afford it. I'm not saying she was right to do it, but that is the impasse, as we say, that you have brought people to, that she had to go to steal a tin of milk. You know, I've called repeatedly that the government should give milk money to mothers who cannot afford so they could buy milk for their children. But this PNM is wicked. So you take the money instead to have this CARICOM summit to do what? To parade up and down, show plenty picture. I don't even know if they'll use the Napa to go and hold any show because as Gypsy told you, no Calypso show, no Chutney show, nothing happening in there. So they have to use it. So they will bring us summit set of people again to go and fill up the Napa. But using what? Taxpayers' dollars. And when I announced, when I revealed that the government was, Mr. Manning was asking for this special summit once, you know, in spite of the fact that one had just completed, in spite of the fact that one is scheduled for Jamaica in July, in spite of the fact that the whole, usually only 2 summits per year. You know what the minister had to say? She said, absolutely not a summit of distraction. She said it was a summit of crime. Summit of crime. It was a summit of crime. She said it was a summit about crime, on crime. Mr. Manning cannot deal with the crime in Trinidad and Tobago. You want to bring other people here to tell them what? To waste money again. So it seems as though he can't control the crime here, so he'll bring them. You know what we'll be doing next? Because he can't control the corruption either, because his people are part of it. So next thing we'll have is a summit on corruption. Summit on corruption with your money. And that is the absurd explanation of the minister as the reason behind this unscheduled, extraordinary CARICOM summit that the Prime Minister wants to call at your expense. And the only reason that came forward is because why? We were able to get information, we put it out in the public domain. They were not telling us that, it would have been a done deal. One day we wake up and we see all these people flying and big show going on at your expense. That is the excuse. Now remember that the Summit on Crime called, as I said, just at the same time that the heads were meeting in Dominica. That is where the information came to them that Mr. Manning wanted this Summit on Crime. So even if he wants a summit, why Mr. Manning has to be there? You have ministers of national security. If he could not go to Dominica and wanted this issue raised, why didn't you send the Minister of National Security? Or you sent your Minister of Foreign Affairs. Why that minister could not raise it? Why do you need this big pappy show? And so we are still to hear what are the costs of this, and we will not let it rest. We will continue to seek the answers. I filed a matter of urgent public importance in Parliament on Friday for us to be able to speak on the adjournment about what are the costs and why. The acting speaker, the deputy speaker said no, it was not urgent, but I could bring it under a different standing order. Parliament is not going to sit for 2 weeks, so you know what? Done deal. We cannot go back under the other standing order to raise this matter, but we will find other ways and we will get to the bottom of this. So here we are, summit on crime. I say it is a summit on distraction of distraction. Bacchanal follows Bacchanal. Napa. I see Napa now as a monumental waste of public funds. I see Napa as an epic tragedy because it was designed to host the artists of this country, the wonderful abundance of talent that we have, and yet none of them can perform in Napa. Why? The Artists Coalition of Trinidad and Tobago have put out their reports, and those reports show very clearly that whatever design they use and whatever $480 million spent, it is not fit for the purpose that it was built for. And who built it? You all know who built it? UDCOT and who? Shanghai. UDCOT and Shanghai. And instead of dealing with that and the corruption and calling for an investigation, Mr. Manning is praising UDCOT and Golda Hart and is still defending Golda Hart. Still defending him for what? A monument of incompetence and so many more. We've seen this Shanghai construction group involved, we are told, in the church. And this is the same group that's going to build the San Fernando Center. Because if that is so, that must stop now. They must bring that to an end now. Because what you've already built is a waste of the money of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And so the truth is that government's building spree is now being revealed. It's an ugly picture, full of corruption and mismanagement, and one that our children will have to pay for. We note with great interest that following the biting criticisms of the artistic community on the disaster at Napa, the government does what it always does when its back is against the wall. You know what it did? It went to spend good money behind bad money. It proceeds to spend even more money in an effort to sell the failure to people, to sell a failure to the population. So they now have a major ad campaign selling us the flawed Napa, which will go down in history as one of the most costly white elephants ever constructed, even by P&M standards. And what does the Ministry of Culture and the Minister do to our cultural icons? Gypsy spoke on it. Well, I want to say it because it is totally offensive, totally unacceptable. When they take a cultural icon as Pat Bishop, when she raised her voice against what was happening at Napa, what do? They gag her, they shut her up, they cancel her speaking engagement. And all of Manning's ministers appear to be following the cue, attack and destroy. Attack and destroy anybody who speaks out against what they're doing. That is where we have reached. Anybody who seeks justice in this country, anybody who disagrees, it is attack and destroy. He declares war. Excuse me. The Prime Minister declares war on everyone. And the ministers are doing the same thing. They say, follow the leader. Follow the leader. And so Mr.